Some of you asked me where is my silhouette cutter. It's out there collecting dust. In this video, I'm going to show you why the silhouette machine might just be a good investment right now if you are a hardcore proxy maker. Of course, everything starts with my good friend Clippy. As you know, he is the creator of proxy.com, the best proxying tool out there. I saw this post he posted on TikTok. He added the silhouette cutting template onto the website. This honestly is a game changer if you've been in the proxy community for a while. Now, if you remember the silhouette car maker developed by Alan, which was a fantastic, amazing tool that allowed us to unlock the potential of the silhouette cutter to cut proxies. Now, proxy.com has taken it to the next level by adding the cutting template. The old method goes something like this. You go download the silhouette car maker, you type in a couple lines of codes, and then you develop your own PDF sheet through the code that Alan had put together. Now, with the new silhouette registration marks on proxy.com, it basically eliminates that whole downloading coding process. You come in here, you import your deck list like how you normally would. You adjust the composition of your image a little bit, and then you add the registration mark, and then you print cut. It's that simple. This alone will be one of the reasons why I would recommend someone to invest into a silhouette cut maker as a hardcore proxy maker. Obviously, if you're making like 10 decks a day, or that's a little too much. I mean, if you're making 5 decks a day, right? 500 cards. If you're all cutting it with your hands, you're gonna go crazy. Since I haven't used my machine for a while, I'm using this computer to actually make my PDF now. I'm actually gonna walk you through the setup process of a Silhouette Cameo 5. Before we get into the hardware, let's get our software taken care of. There's a couple of things that you need to make sure you have on your computer. All right, number one, we still do need the cutting template that's provided by Alan, the Silhouette car maker. And this is free. So when you come over here to download the Silhouette car maker zip, only thing we need from this file will be the cutting templates. These are already made silhouette cutting templates that you can directly open based on the size of paper and based on the proxies that you want to cut. So for example, now these are the supported sizes, right? Standard, Japanese, poker, poker half, bridge, whatever. And then over here, we're making magic right here. So we only need standard card size, and for me, I'm personally printing on A4, so I already know the A4 standard V3 will be my cutting templates once I installed my Silhouette Studio, and I can open this. Now, if I remember correctly, the Silhouette Studio is a free software, and when you purchase the machine, it does come with the free designer edition. Now, if it doesn't, then it's completely fine. I think the only difference between the normal version versus the designer version is you can do the fine tuning, make adjustments, but you can still cut with the template that was already given with the free version. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. All right, so once you install your Silhouette Studio and then open the template, it's gonna look something like this. On proxy.com, what we need to do is to make sure we have the correct template for silhouette cutting. Over here at proxy.com, if you don't have a deck, go ahead, grab a deck. I have my World Seed deck I'm going to use as an example here. And all I need to do is export deck, and then I'm going to copy over here and then go to proxy.com. Pasting all of my cards, and then we're gonna click on fetch cards. Proxy.com is gonna do its work, pull up all the cards. Normally the next step is I go in here, I organize my cards, selected all the versions I like. If you don't know how to do this, refer to my previous video. But essentially you just click on the card. If you want the Scryfall scanned version, or if you want the MPC high quality version, then you can select over here. Now this next part right here, if you are printing with letter size paper, then go ahead, select letter size, but I am printing with A4, so I'm gonna select A4. Over here, columns and rows. Now we do need a 4x2, so I'm gonna type in 4x2, and as you can see, it's not quite what we wanted because the orientation hasn't been swapped yet. Now that it looks more like it, 4x2 horizontal. Next, for the bleed setting over here, 0.5 bleed width. That's what Clippy recommended in his TikTok video, so I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna see how it performs. Now, obviously with this method, we don't need any guides, any cutting guides. So all we need to do is to click disable card guides, and guide width, we're gonna select, I'm gonna put in 0, and then this right here, silhouette registration mark, we'll click that. As you can see, a square with 2 corners. That's exactly what we need for using the Silhouette Cameo 5. Now at this point, we're done with the layout with our PDF. Now when I scroll down all the way down to the bottom, there's 4 cards basically missing. Now I do recommend you to fill in 4 cards so you don't waste space or ink or pages. Now what I'm doing is I'm just filling in with 4 commanders I want to build in the future. Might as well just print them now. This is what I recommend everybody do. You need to print a test page when you're using a machine cutter, just so you can dial in all the settings. And then let's get that step taken care of right here. We're gonna go print, and then we're gonna use this last page. It's tokens and my future commanders. Right, I'm just gonna use this as my test page. I already have my paper loaded, and I already know over here page, I'm only printing page 15. A4, select A4. Let's make sure our color print setting is correct. That looks good. Print. And then we're gonna print this test page, laminate, and use it as an example. Alright, so we have this test page laminated right here. As you can see, we definitely don't have enough space here. Obviously follow your instruction, but I do remember you have to install this blade yourself. You put this in here, and then you push it down. Just remember, you don't want to push it against the machine. You do kind of want to give it kind of a leverage down here with your thumb, and then you push down the knife. Now once the knife is sitting secure, you want to lock it in place by push this in. You can have a second tool here, but we're not using that at all. You're going to take your power, you're going to plug it in on the side. Now once you plug in the power on the side, there is a power button right here on the side. You just need to push that button. Now here the machine is turning on. Alright, once your machine turns on, your screen will turn on. There's a Bluetooth symbol on the side. Your machine will make some noises. All we need to do is to pair our machine right now with our computer. To simply tap the Bluetooth symbol and then go back to the computer. Now right here at the Silhouette Studio, I have my cutting template open. If I go to send, it's gonna show me right here. There is the Silhouette machine. I select it, I connect it, your machine requests an update, and then we're gonna update. Once the update's finished, I click on the standard because this is what I'm most familiar with. This is where you're dialing all your settings for your blades. Make sure they cut through the materials correctly. Now, based on the cutting guide that Alan provided us from Silhouette Card Maker, you can see cardstock plus lamination. You can kind of do the calculation for yourselves to decide what your settings will be. Now this is the specific setting that Clippy was recommending, and he was using cardstock plus sticker paper, so it's a little thicker than what we're doing today. We do want to make a new material type. This is basically a preset for the material, so you don't have to dial in every time. So over here, add new material type, and rename my preset non-foil, and then down here I want to select Cameo 5 because that's the one I have. And for tool holder 1, and this is where we dial in all the settings, I'm gonna set 30 as my force. Speed, I'm gonna put it at 30. Passes, I'm gonna set passes at 3. Gonna leave the acceleration at 1. Blade depth, I want to set it to be 7. And right here on the right side, I want to click track enhancing. That's gonna help us. We're gonna save this. Now obviously you're gonna try to test this, and if it doesn't work, if it cuts weird, you're gonna come back, start a new one, redialing some of the settings till the machine cuts perfect. Now under custom, we're gonna have non-foil. That's our preset. I'm gonna collect it. As you can see, 30 passes 3. You can adjust some of the settings here if the cuts come out weird and you want to test different ones. All right, coming back to the machine side of the things, I have cutting mat in my hand. These are not the original Silhouette cutting mat because the one I had, I already destroyed it. I got these from Amazon. It came with a pack of 3. I went through one of them and I still have 2 of them left. As soon as you peel off the plastic, you're gonna realize it is sticky on the cutting mat, and then that's good because it's gonna hold our material in place. So you see the corner of the paper right here. We want that to be at the corner of the cutting mat where it says 1-1 over here, and make sure it's the right orientation, the cutting mat. All you need to do is to place the corner and make sure it is inside of the guide. You want to press it down so it sticks onto the cutting mat so it doesn't move around while it's being cut. Just a quick tip here, if for whatever reason these material right here, the plastic on the side, is getting caught by your machine while it's being cut, go ahead, trim these before you do this step. Now, something that's essential for this method will be post-it note. This is something that we still need to do. Now, the reason why we still need post-it is because on the left side right here, the Silhouette cutting machine still has trouble reading this specific registration mark if you have an image right next to it. So what we need to do is essentially take the post-it, and then the sticky part, you want to place it over that bottom left image like so. So when the machine reads over here, it clears. As soon as the machine reads this mark, you want to actually take this off before the machine starts cutting, and it will make more sense as I do it. But basically the machine reads this one and it moves down to this one and then move across to read this one. So when it comes down here, reads this, you will have a small time window to remove the post-it, and then the machine will go across the page to read the last registration mark. Alright, so this is the Silhouette cutting machine on the floor just because I don't have enough space on my desk to show you this. Now there's this extra piece that comes with the machine. You don't technically need it, but I find it helps to keep the materials leveled. These are 2 guides that you need to slide it open to the widest position. You do want to make sure this guide right here, this little triangle, is on the last widest guide. Now once that's secure, when you insert your cutting mat with your material, it should be perfectly within your cutting guides, and it should not budge, move left or right. You need to make sure it goes right underneath the cutting guide and it stays there. Once it's in this position, all you need to do is to press the up button. The roller will catch the cutting mat and roll the sheet inside the machine. So let's do that. Alright, so that's perfect. As you can see on top right here, it says ready. That means your machine is ready to go. And then you just need to click send. And it's gonna say this, and you're gonna confirm, and then you will click send again. Now, as you can see, I actually forgot to put this on, but there. It's kind of sketchy. I recommend you do this step before you actually have the machine scan, but I think that went well. Again, remember to put this on. I actually forgot about it. But you did see I had a little window of time to take this off before it actually start this cutting process. Okay, so as you can see, when the machine is cutting, you can actually see with your eyes how good the cut is. As far as I can tell right now, the cut is perfect. Okay, perfect. The first row is perfectly cut out. Now, As you can see now, this is why I don't have enough space on my desk. Because as you can see, the cutting mat is coming out the other side of the machine, so you need more than enough space for the front and the back to have enough clearance for the machine to work. Alright, when the machine finishes cutting, it's gonna spit out the sheet by itself automatically, right? At this step, you cannot take the cutting mat yet. You need to eject the cutting mat by pressing this down button right here. Moment of truth, whether the material is being perfectly cutted or not. Alright, well, that actually is not too bad. It's just a little bit, still a little bit connected to the sheet. What that tells me is I might need one more pass, or I might add one more blade depth to it to make sure every single part comes out perfectly. But there we go. We take all of our test subjects. Now I do realize the bottom cards are a little crooked. For example, this card right here has a little bit of the white on the side. That can be caused by many things. From what I can think, there might be a couple of reasons. For example, the print might not be straight when it came out of the printer, or I didn't place this material on my cutting mat perfectly, or the machine read the registration mark wrong somehow, or the registration mark was not straight somehow. But at the end of the day, I came to accept the imperfections. So if I print an actual sheet and then this is the result I got, I might just roll with it, or I might do a second one. You also have that flexibility to do it again if you like to. And some of you will notice that the edges of the lamination is somewhat lifted by the blade. You can run this again through the laminator at a lower temperature. For example, I laminated these at 4 mil. I'm gonna run these at 3 mil to eliminate these lifted edges. But for me, these are good enough to play with. I'm gonna do a quick size comparison between this MTG land card versus this proxy we just made. I don't know how much you can see from the camera, but this is 99.9% the same. So in terms of the size, I do think the die cutter is superior in terms of accuracy. The cutting machine is definitely more efficient if you can get it set up the right way.